Hi, welcome to the webinar, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mayank. We welcome all in this amazing webinar hosted by SMU. Welcome, Carlos. Hi, Hongyu. Hi, Ian. Hello, Kevin, for joining. Hi, Mohammed. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Nagendra. There are a lot of people coming from different geographies, guys. It will be great if you could introduce yourself in the chat with your name, the country from where you are, your work experience. Hi, Nur Hafiza. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Pavel. Hello, Kwang. Hi, Tinmar. Thank you so much, Adrian. Wonderful. We have Sharon from Singapore. Yeah, Mohammed from New Gene Technology, Singapore as well. A lot of people, participants from Singapore. We welcome you all. Hi, Hafiza. Thank you so much. Joining from Malaysia. Hi, Alberto. Hi, Fazil. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Ricky. Thank you so much for joining, guys. We'll take just 5 more minutes for letting the other participants join the webinar. In the meantime, we request you to introduce yourself with the other members who have joined the call. You can introduce by your name, the country from you are in, from where you are in, and your work experience. Welcome, Sivanesan. Welcome, Pavel. Carlos says his CV is explained basically in the LinkedIn. Wonderful. We'll definitely explore your LinkedIn as well, Carlos. Hi, Tinma. We'll be just starting in quick 2 minutes. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. And we again welcome each and everybody for joining this amazing webinar. Hi, Anne. Thank you for the description. CA with 38 years of work experience. Wonderful. You're working as a CFO. We already have our key speaker here. So we'll be just starting up the session in next 2 minutes. Thank you so much for your patience. We have seen participants coming from Malaysia and other than Singapore as well. Anybody else from Malaysia or any other country than Singapore here? All right, we'll just start the webinar in next 1 minute. Thank you so much for your patience. I again welcome all the ladies and gentlemen here for this amazing webinar. We'll be closing up the chat window. For any doubts, any queries, you can just use the Q&A section. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining this amazing webinar. This is a webinar which is specifically designed for people who are enthusiastic about learning more about artificial intelligence and machine learning. My name is Mayank, and here we have Professor Kevin also, who will be giving his expert guidance for everybody who is looking forward for transitioning in their career. Talking about the agenda of the webinar, we'll be having Professor Kevin as a key speaker. We'll be discussing about the program, who is this program for, what are the learning outcomes, program highlights. Professor Kevin will be discussing about the curriculum as well, how the curriculum is designed specifically for the working professionals. We'll be talking about what are the bonus modules in form of Gen AI, industry examples, case studies, certification, emeritus, exclusive benefits. So stay till the end, guys. There are some amazing benefits for all the participants here. Then we'll open the floor for Q&A, and then what are the next steps. Now, please welcome Professor Kevin. Professor Kevin is currently a consultant for the Asian Development Bank as a technical expert in data analytics for the Department of Health. He is an assistant professor and health data science consultant working on profiling breast cancer patient at St. Luke's Medical Center. He also teaches business analytics and applied machine learning graduate courses at the Technological Institute of Philippines. He is the program lead for data science and artificial intelligence for SMU executive education programs. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Kevin on the floor, please.
Good evening, everyone. So it's nice to have you all today. And let me share with you this exciting program for strategic leadership in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So if you decide on getting into this program, we will start on December 23. So this is for a 14-week program, okay, wherein you would allot somewhere around 4 to 6 hours per week, okay? And then you may, next slide, please. All right, so who is this program for? So the program is designed for senior professionals, for those who are in a position to make decisions, okay? So we would empower you by providing you the basics, the foundations of artificial intelligence and machine learning, plus the frameworks that it would take you to become a leader, all right? So the program is also designed for functional leaders and for managers as well. So if, for example, if it's your function to develop new products, okay, new processes, create models, okay, then this is the program for you, okay? Because aside from, you know, glossing over some of the technical aspects of artificial intelligence and machine learning, you'll also be introduced to other things that you need to think about when embarking in a data science or an AI project. So you'll consider paradigms in ethics. You'll also consider the different regulations that are available nowadays. And of course, for those technical professionals, for those who already understands the algorithms, who already understands the code, okay, and you would need to know some higher level or decision-making level techniques and frameworks, then this would supplement the gap that you are trying to fill in, okay? So this is a program that tries to balance a bit of the technical aspects of artificial intelligence and machine learning and the leadership aspects. So meaning to say, the ethical frameworks, how to build a responsible and trustworthy AI. So that's all a part of the program. Next slide, please. So as participants, as learners of the program, here are your learning outcomes. First is you will be given a survey of AI technologies, okay? When we say survey, it means we would go a little into like the technical details, just a little, all right? Just a little into the technical details of artificial intelligence. You will be seeing some equations here and there, but at the end of the day, all right, the goal is for you to be able to understand what each algorithm can do, all right? And then it will be followed by, okay, applications or use cases, okay? I think that's where you would be more interested at. You'll be looking at applications and use cases of these algorithms into finance, into retail, into healthcare, all right? So with that, okay, we would empower you to be able to identify opportunities within your own organizations to implement AI yourself, okay? And also, of course, to recognize how ethics and regulation can play as a challenge, okay? And even to be like your competitive advantage when it comes to applying all that you have learned in industry. Also, it's the learning outcome of the program to explain the steps in building and deploying AI solutions for the business sector. So you will be understanding the technical foundations, okay? A little bit of the technical foundations, and then looking at how a project is done in its different phases and parts until you see it through its deployment, okay? And finally, of course, as executives or as leaders, be able to create an executive summary of how an AI implementation or improvement can be done for a business, okay? In fact, in some of the weeks, I'll be sharing with you some tools that, you know, you can use for like a proof of concept, okay? So don't worry, okay? No coding will be done, all right? Though there will be a little bit of mathematics, okay? No coding, absolutely no coding, but I want you to be able to recognize, okay, and familiarize yourselves as to the different algorithms, as to the different forms of machine learning out there. Okay, next slide, please. So just to give you a highlight of the program, you have pre-recorded lecture videos from the different professors, okay? So what I like about that is, of course, you can always play that videos at different speed, okay? Replay it once again, once you have mastered it, okay? You can always replay the videos. What I do to maximize productivity is I listen to them while on the treadmill, okay? Or while on the go, so that I don't waste time. And then I listen to them again when I make my own digest or I make my own notes. And there would be different industry examples also as part of the program. There will be assignments, but of course, not all of this will be required, okay? And there will also be discussion boards where you can engage with your other classmates. Of course, that is one way of engaging with them offline, okay? I mean, through a discussion board, but we can also, talk to each other virtually during our office hours. So I think you would also expect that there will be live sessions with me, okay? Wherein, we can discuss the concepts and we can talk to each other. You can talk to your classmates, okay? And, discuss all the contents we have for that particular week. We will also have additional modules on generative AI, okay? So I know that this is a really hot topic right now, Gen AI. So there is a bonus set of modules. I'm not just talking about one module. There would be 4 modules for generative AI, all right? And of course, there will be case studies to enhance your learning. So these case studies are taken from Harvard Business Review. So these are case studies used by different business schools also around the world. Next slide, please. Okay, so I know you're interested in knowing what would be discussed or what would be covered in the different weeks. So let me try to walk you through each one, all right? In module 1, of course, we will start off with an introduction. We will try to clarify terminologies like what do we mean when we say artificial intelligence? What is classified as AI, all right? Or what is covered under AI? Then we will also introduce machine learning and deep learning. Of course, together with this are already some applications of AI in our everyday life. We will also look at data analytics, okay? Like what are the different types of data analytics out there. Because you know what, sometimes some problems that we have, we don't need artificial intelligence to solve it. We would just need very simple descriptive statistics, very simple dashboards to be able to get the answer that we want. So that would be introduced in the first week. All right. We would talk about the different levels of analytics. We would talk about what machine learning is. So as you can see, it's very high level, very introductory. Now, in week 2, that is where things would get a little bit deeper. All right. But I don't want you to be scared. All right. Though there would be some mathematics involved. Okay. Remember that at the end of the day, you will not be making these algorithms yourselves. Okay. You will be using them. So as such, the perspective you need to take is when you're faced with an algorithm, what can you have to answer, or you have to find out answers to these questions. Okay. What can an algorithm do? Okay. And what can it not do? All right. So here in week 2, this will be a survey of different AI and machine learning technologies. So we'll look into building supervised machine learning models like regression and classification. Just to give you a little bit of introduction, so supervised means when we train the machine learning models, we will be using labeled data. Okay, so there's a lot of toy data sets out there. So some are built for finance, some are built for credit scoring. All right. So imagine you're trying to predict if a person should be given the loan or not. That is an example of a supervised machine learning problem. So we can do a regression problem or classification problem for that. So in that week, you'll be introduced to different forms of supervised machine learning. You'll also be introduced to some mathematics, okay, involved in building these machine learning models. So I hope you bear through that week, okay, because after that, it would get more exciting, okay? So in the next week, in module 3, this is where you would explore all the applications, okay, of machine learning. So you would look into how machine learning and AI is applied in retail, how it's applied in the healthcare business, or even in the manufacturing business. So if you are coming in from these fields, okay, we would highly appreciate if you can share the problems with us, okay? Because that way, the class, okay, together with myself, can think of possible AI solutions to your problems. Of course, you can be as general about it, okay? Especially if if you're at no liberty to discuss details of the problems, you can be very general about it, and we can help you figure out a possible algorithm or possible data points that you might collect in order to address that problem. So since we are really talking about lots of applications, that wouldn't fit in 1 week. There would be a spillover in the following week. So you'll have another set of applications, but this time around, this will be AI in finance, AI applied in the energy industry. So predicting power supply and demand, okay? How AI can revolutionize education, how AI can be used in security and surveillance, okay? So all the applications of AI along different verticals. But of course, we have to level off your expectations. In week 4 or in module 4, you'll also be given, okay, some examples of AI failures, okay? Did you know that 85% of AI and data science projects fail? That's a huge failure rate, okay? Because they fail on planning ahead. They fail on considering data strategy and data governance. And we will help you avoid that. So that's why, okay, the structure of the program is like this. You're taught the foundation, okay, the different types of algorithms. Of course, you have to have a basic understanding of what they do. Then they show you the applications. After the applications, now we will consider how to build it, okay? So in module 5, in AI-led business transformation and identifying opportunities, we will talk about your strategy, okay? Having no strategy, okay, and having just being excited about building AI models, that is a perfect recipe for disaster, okay? you should start with your strategy. And that's what week 5 or module 5 is all about. It's making your own AI strategy. All right. So the frameworks will be given to you. Okay. But you will make your own. All right. You will make your own AI strategy out of all these frameworks and checklists. And then you'll also explore what things could go wrong. Okay. Adding more to our discussion of AI failures. Okay. You'll also get into a discussion of whether you will build your own models, buy them, or okay, are there any other options like partnering with other institutions? Okay. We'll also talk about glimpse over like fair and safe AI because that is part of considerations when we apply this in business. Okay. Will the model produce fair results? Okay. So you have to also think about that. But don't worry, because there's an entire week allocated just for looking at ethics and fairness. Okay, that would be on module 7. But before that, in module 6 class, in module 6, you have the framework for model evaluation and deployment. This module is designed to enable you as leaders judge if the models being presented to you by your team or the models being sold to you, okay, it allows you to be able to compare them by the right metrics, okay? It's not always accuracy, class. So in module 6, we will talk about different performance metrics: accuracy, precision, recall, the F1 score, the AUC, area under the curve. So there's a lot of metrics out there, and how we use them depends on the case we have at hand. All right. So this week will be devoted into looking at how you will build your model, how you will tweak your model to optimize performance, and finally, how do we compare their performance? All right. Then comes module 7, ethics. Okay. So remember, when you build AI projects, it's not all about, a system's performance. You also have to think about how it will play into the lives of people. So that's where ethics would come in. So we will be talking about different frameworks for the ethical deployment of AI. Then we will also talk about, in our office hours, okay, I will be talking about different model fairness metrics. Okay, so we will be infusing, both the technical and the humanitarian side of AI. All right, because we know that in order to succeed in this, it's not all about AI. We always have to put in the humans. Okay, so it has to be human driven. So that's why you have a module in ethics. And then module 8, okay, it's all about privacy and regulations. Because of course, what teaches our machines, what teaches our AI systems, it's data that we collect from people. So we have to refresh ourselves, okay, with the different regulations available locally in Singapore or regionally, like the European AI Act, or even internationally. All right. So we would look into AI policy and governance, very specific regulations when it comes to, let's say, healthcare, okay, or let's say in retail. Okay, so we will look into some specifics of regulations on module 8. So as you can see, from module 1, introducing what AI is, what it can do and it can't do, okay, looking at all the technologies and the technical side, looking at the applications, okay, looking at how we can build it, okay, how we can evaluate it, until finally we bring it out, okay? So this is a full pipeline of how you can leverage an AI and build those products, not just products that would face your customers, but products that you can use for increased operational efficiency. All right, next slide, please. As mentioned, there will be bonus modules. In these bonus modules, you'll be doing generative AI. So you'll have an introduction to generative AI. So we will talk about how Gen AI is actually just an application of neural networks, something that would be introduced in module 3, in module 2 as well. And then, of course, the different generative AI models out there. So you'll talk about how they're trained, how the data was collected, okay, how transfer learning was done on models that were trained on other data sets, okay? And then on module 3, you'll be looking at how to work with generative AI, okay? So particularly, I find this very interesting because this is where you would learn about prompt engineering or how we interact with AI. This is, I think, what would allow you to realize, okay, what kind of new jobs would appear in the advent of generative AI. So there would be designers that would, maximize how humans and AI interact. There would be prompt engineers, okay? There would be Gen AI specialists. So I think you would find that very entertaining and enlightening in this module, in module 3. And finally, since this is strategic leadership in AI and ML, you'll have a fourth module for leadership. So this is a module on how Gen AI can secure your position as a market leader. Okay. Of course, you'll be talking about case studies. Of course, there will be Gen AI tools available for leadership. And finally, a masterclass. Okay. So all of that as part of the bonus. And then, of course, this wouldn't be industry driven if not for like examples coming from industry. So we will be injecting bit of technologies that have been developed with AI. So of course, from Google Maps, okay, from the different levels of analytics, okay, we will use Google Maps, the recommender systems powering Spotify, okay, voice assistants like Alexa, Siri, okay, and how they were created and more. All right, next slide, please. Okay, and I mentioned that there is a case given to you almost every week. Okay, so you will be given like 4 Harvard Business Review cases. The first one is more of an overview. Okay, so this is analytics-driven transformation at Majid Alpha time. Okay, so giving you these cases allows you to think of it in the position of the business. All right, though some of them, like for example, TikTok, for example, TikTok's AI strategy, this is like 2020, but this will give you an idea, okay, of how they were able to face a problem unique at their time. All right, so you'll have cases from real companies like Vispera, for example. I think you'll find this exciting, okay. And aside from Vispera, I think this is just a typo. There's also Preferred Networks, okay, so which is a Japanese startup. How they turned from a startup that is very strong in terms of their technical foundations, how they're able to partner with like big companies like Toyota, like Fanuc, okay, like how they were able to turn things around. And then of course, AI strategy in the form of one of the leading social media companies right now, TikTok. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so for the certificate, let me hand over the mic to Mayank.
Thank you so much, Professor Kevin. So after successful completion of the program, participants will be awarded a verified digital certificate by SMU directly. There is a criteria. There will be weekly assignments that will be given to you. We expect you to complete at least 70% assignments on time in order to qualify and get the SMU certification. Talking about Emeritus, so Emeritus is partnering with best universities in the world to create online courses. Singapore Management University has collaborated with Emeritus to create online courses, and we have served more than 250,000 students across the world. Now, in order to understand and learn directly from Professor Kevin, because as per the experience we have with Professor Kevin, the classes that he takes are very interactive. So you will be able to learn directly from him. You'll be able to engage and network with other participants who are in a batch with you. And for the participants who have taken their precious time and joined this webinar, we have some amazing offer that we are going to reveal right now. So the program fee right now is 2,000 US dollars. There is an extra GST which is applicable for the Singapore residents. But for participants who will be registering by tomorrow, 11:59 p.m., you will be getting an exclusive 200 dollars tuition assistance offer. So the revised program fee will come down to 1,800 US dollars plus GST for you. You can pay it one time, or you can plan for a flexible payment option of 2 or 3 installments as well. It's always good to learn with your friend. So if you come along with your friend, you refer a friend, then on every participant who comes along with you, you get an extra $200 cashback when they enroll as well. And the person coming along will also get a similar benefit. So it's always good to learn together so that you are motivated and learn together in progressing in your career. So before the Q&A, we'll quickly have a poll. I would request to have a poll on screen. So this is a small poll, guys. We'll be more than happy if you are able to fill it up. And after that, we'll open the floor for question answers. Just for your update, the program is going to start on the 23rd of December. Due to the Christmas and New Year holidays, the learning part will start from first week of January. We'll be having live session with Kevin, tentatively every Mondays, 7 p.m. Singapore time. All the sessions will be recorded as well. So in case you miss any of the session with Kevin, you have the flexibility to go through the recordings and watch them later on as well. But as I told you earlier, it's always recommended to join sessions with Kevin because they are so interactive. You take the feedbacks of past participants. It's one of the most amazing form of learning that you can explore working remotely as well. You'll be able to network with other participants, learn and progress into the next role, apply AI and ML into your career as well. I hope you are able to, you have filled up the poll. We'll be opening the floor for question answers for Kevin. You can use the Q&A box for any kind of questions. So Kevin, first question we have is from Ehar Lam. How is this course different from digital transformation with AI for learners?
All right. So if you have explored that course already from SMU as well, so this digital transformation, the digital transformation course focuses on looking at AI as a tool for digital transformation. Now, this course is all about all the aspects of AI. So it's not just for, how it's applied to a particular vertical, but across different verticals. Okay, so if you are looking for a full-blown artificial intelligence course, like the one that would give you an overview of everything, starting from the technical aspect, application aspect, leadership aspect, then this is that course, Strategic Leadership in AI and ML. But if you're looking for how you would use AI, okay, for like generating new business models, okay, or like talking about innovation, okay, looking at what do you call this, looking at business model innovation in general, that's more of the digital transformation program. Yeah, but the program lead for that is also a good friend.
Thank you so much, Professor, for giving that answer. Guys, the floor is open. So any kind of doubts, queries, anybody's having any query, Professor Kevin will be more than happy to answer that.
All right, let me also answer this one. For the live sessions, what dates and time are they conducted? So for my live sessions, for example, SL, you usually have them on a Monday night, like around 8 to 9 p.m. Okay, so to make sure that you're already at home. Okay, if not, okay, some of our students also join while they are on the train or in the bus. Okay, worry not, because the sessions are recorded. Okay, all the slides, all the materials that are given during the session will be recorded, and you can access them anytime. All right, so I hope that settles it, SL. Then we also have one from Zafra. I would like to understand the know-how the course can be connected with finance and automating processes. Okay, so Zafra, one thing I can assure you is we will look into the different applications of artificial intelligence in finance, okay? Like fraud detection, the usual cases. But for like automating the processes, okay, we can explore, okay, different workflows, okay? Workflows that can be designed to automate the processes that you're thinking of, all right? So Carlos, I am director of an industrial and technological park with multiple companies inside it. I would like to improve their mutual collaboration and enhance productivity. So Carlos, okay, good. So, you know, what we can do from the very beginning is be able to help you phrase this objective into a problem answerable by machine learning. All right. Is there a particular KPI that you wanted to maximize? Okay. How would you measure this mutual collaboration? Okay. We have to transform this objective into something measurable. All right. So as what I've mentioned to Carlos, okay, all the problems that you can bring along, okay, in this course, okay, we will try to convert them first into a problem or a question that machine learning can answer, that AI can achieve. All right. Another interest also if the techniques can be applied to a country. Definitely, Carlos. I will share an AI roadmap, strategy and roadmap created for a third world country. So imagine that. Imagine how tedious that would be. Yeah. So AI as a driver for change, it's not just applicable to small organizations. It can be scaled up even to country levels, even between countries, Carlos. So even in international level, you can apply artificial intelligence.
Any other doubts or queries, guys?
Yeah.
The floor is
So
open. Yeah.
would you, you know, you might ask me, would there be any coding involved? No, there wouldn't be any coding, but I assure you, you will learn about machine learning. I know you'll find that surprising. Okay, no coding, but there is machine learning. There is AI. Okay. Oh, thank you for that, Carlos. I think Ashish and the team can assist you with inscription.
Sure. Thank you, Carlos. Your program advisor will definitely get in touch with you with the further details. Kevin, there have been a lot of participants coming from different industries. So
Yes.
how do you think that program could be helpful for a lot of industries in this? We have a lot of queries regarding this as well.
You know, I think that's the exciting part of having this program because everyone will be coming in with their different experiences, their different problems. Okay. And when they share that, they give us a very nuanced view of their industry. Okay. So it actually is also a learning experience for myself. Okay. Especially if I get to know the intricacies of their problems. Because remember, Mayank, we talk about how we have to phrase their problems first into a question answerable by AI. And for that, we really have to understand the problem, the ins and outs of the problem. And having it from different industries is really an enlightening, though challenging experience.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And you know, once you're in the program, you can of course converse with me or with your classmates. When you post, you know, these problems, we can work on them together.
Superb. Any other questions? It's a great opportunity to directly interact with Kevin, guys. Any questions, any doubts, any kind of query you may have, it could be the silliest one, then we'll be more than happy to assist you.
And you know, also Mayank, the composition of the class, it's really quite varied. So
Wonderful.
you will be in a class with like presidents and CEOs of their companies, managing directors. So really at different levels, different you know, proficiencies on artificial intelligence. Because there will be some they're joining as you know, hardcore programmers already. But there would be, you know, a thing or two that you would be able to get every time you have the sessions. For the for the programmers, okay, how leadership is ought to decide, given, given that you have optimized model parameters, model performance, okay, and on the leader side, they would now get a better appreciation, okay, of how difficult it was to process the data, okay, clean the data, and eventually build the models out of this.
Right. That's the beauty, Professor Kevin, because people coming from different backgrounds, different geography, it's always good to learn from each other in a small cohort-based learning.
Yeah. Yeah. So, having that union of like very business leaders and very technical people
Right.
is really perfect.
Wonderful. We have a question from Nagavini that will there be hands-on to build models, Professor Kevin?
Nagavini, yes. Okay. I will do a hands-on demonstration from that's week 3 onwards, okay, on how to build the models using an open source tool that requires no coding at all. All right. Of course, gold standard for industry would be like deploying or making them in Python. Okay, that's one way. But I want to show you how you can build it also without Python. Of course, there's limitations associated with that, but you can build models definitely. So Zafra, actually, it depends. Some classes can be small, some classes can be big. Oh, sorry. I think yes, go ahead, Mayank.
Yeah, so Zafra, the like tentative scale, like batch size of the December batch will be somewhere around 55 to 60 participants, right? Coming from different geographies and different domains again. Also, Professor Kevin, we have got a lot of queries regarding people coming from a completely non-tech background. They don't know anything about AI ML, but they want to apply that skill set into their organization.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you think a bit of mathematics knowledge will help them to learn this?
Yeah. So Mayank, actually, in week 2, they would it would introduce them already to all the different algorithms. Okay. I hope when they join us, they're not taken aback by the math. Okay. I hope they sit through it. Okay. They sit through it because, of course, these algorithms are actually mathematical formulations. So if we go through them, if just we just sit through them and learn what they do and what they can't do, all right, and then do the applications, I think that is a good experience already in being able to think of problems in their organization that they can solve using it. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and as promised, I will infuse it with a tool that wouldn't require them to do the code at all. But of course, okay, interpreting the results is another thing. So even though they don't have like the technical expertise or the technical background, I will try my best to explain it as accessible as possible.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Professor Kevin.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are open for a lot of questions. If you have, we are still open for next 10-15 minutes. Any kind of queries, any questions, Professor Kevin is here to assist you. Another query that we normally come across, Professor Kevin, is people want to understand after learning this skill set, what will be the next stage, next step in their professional career?
So depends on what your objective is. If you're a business leader who wants to know what AI is, or you're planning to infuse AI into the business or the enterprise, then the next step is really getting your hands dirty already, finding the use cases in your organization, okay, and applying what you have learned, okay. But if you are a like technical professional, okay, if you're a technical professional that has a solid foundation already on building the models, on coding, okay, and you take this. So this will open your mind into the leadership aspects of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, what comes next is, for me, you look into courses and roles where you can understand possible risks associated with artificial intelligence. So I think that's the next step. Okay.
Right.
And then couple that with cybersecurity, because the program would end with privacy and regulation. So how we protect data collecting systems. I think that would be a powerful technical combo. Someone who does AI and ML plus cybersecurity.
That's a great combination. And that's in huge demand right now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Professor Kevin. Any instances you wanted to share that in the previous batches, some amazing example of the learners that you want to share with
yeah. Of course. But this one was a few cohorts back. This is from a leading healthcare company, international healthcare company. So he was really excited about how ChatGPT, okay, can help him build models deployed on Colab, so using Python, okay, without knowing how to code at all. Okay. So he was able to prompt ChatGPT to write him the code, okay, for this particular problem, and he tried to test it. So, and he was very much pleased with the model that it was giving him. It was giving him like a good accuracy measurement and good precision measurement. So I think that's what AI could do to us. It can empower us. So imagine he was there in the industry for quite some time already, like 30 years in the industry. And when he was given that tool, he imagined, oh, wow, I can now understand or I can now build things that my technical team can.
Wonderful. That's a great success story. We have a question from Nagavani, Professor, that why should I spend so much of amount where I could instead watch some free content out there? What sets our course, our curriculum different than what is already available free of cost on the internet?
Okay. So Nagavani, of course, there are a lot of materials out there, right? And you can freely access them. But if you join the course, okay, you will be together with, as I've mentioned, different leaders from different industries. And every session would be a learning opportunity with them. Okay. That is priceless. That's something that you cannot get from the internet. Okay. Second, okay, the materials that the cases given are curated to address the outline that we have made for everyone. So it's really a good course that would, start you thinking about AI and ML and make you realize of all the necessary steps after AI and ML. Because of course, if you just look for resources online, it would direct you into different places. You might learn different ways of building machine learning models, but that's it. Okay. It doesn't open your mind into things that you should consider when you're deploying it. Okay. It doesn't open your mind into deployment issues. Okay. It doesn't open your mind into what could be, the business aspect to this. Okay. How do you appraise the model or the data that was used to train the model so that it becomes your competitive advantage? Of course, they won't freely give you that.
Wonderful. And also, Professor Kevin, there are a lot of free courses available. So normally people are very motivated to start them because there is no end date to them. Here in a small cohort-based learning with a weekly assignment target, with weekly discussion, it will be a much more interactive learning platform where you'll be able to learn together with other participants as well.
Yes. So learning together, it's actually a big thing. Because again, it's not just when you enter this particular cohort. If you enter a different cohort, okay, it would be a different learning experience altogether. That's how unique it is. Okay, we have one from Dinesh.
Right.
Mayan.
Yeah. Upon completion of the course is our certificate recognized, Professor. You want to take this?
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so yeah, once your certificates, of course, once you've completed all the required assignments, okay, so we'll talk about that one on our orientation webinar. once you have completed all the requirements, you'll get your certificate. It's a digital certificate that you can put on your LinkedIn. Okay, so something that potential employers can see.
It will be a verified digital certificate directly issued by SMU, Dinesh.
Okay. Oh, and then we have one more also.
Again from Carlos regarding the different time zone.
So Carlos, don't worry, since I have to check. So since this is around this time around, right? So I think it would be possible for you to 5 a.m. Okay. So what time is it? So it would be around 6 a.m. if ever. So usually like 8 to 9 p.m. That's the live sessions. But again, Carlos, remember, everything is recorded. Just in case.
So attendance in the live session is not compulsory, Carlos. It's always good to attend them. But in case you miss them, you will have an opportunity to go through the recordings. Access to complete content will be available for 1 year.
Okay. Meng Wayong has asked a question. Since the certificate is issued by SMU, what is the role or the contribution of SMU? Of course, all the lecture materials, all the lecture videos are created by the professors at SMU. So how the course was designed, how the recorded lectures will be delivered, okay? The materials, the case studies, the questions, okay? They would come from the professors at SMU.
So all the content is designed and delivered directly by the SMU faculties, Mang. And the certificate, as we discussed, is also coming from SMU. Emeritus is only helping with the learning management system and the experience that you'll be getting.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We have 5 minutes remaining, guys. Any further doubts or queries? Professor Kevin will be more than happy to answer those.
So Carlos, yes, I mean, you have a direct contact with me every week. Yeah, once a week with me.
So tentatively every Monday, Carlos, the live session will be directly by Professor Kevin.
How long will the LMS be available? Oh, maybe you can take this one, Mayank. How long will their access be available?
So the access will, Kenny, the access will be available for 1 year from the start of the program. All the content, all the recordings and everything will be available for 1 year. Any final thoughts, Professor Kevin? You want to highlight the participants here?
Well, okay, like actually I was just reading this LinkedIn post a few days ago. It's all about how the European AI Act, so it's the first region-wide application law covering AI. It's requiring companies utilizing AI, okay, to enforce AI literacy to all their employees, okay? So what does AI literacy mean? Everyone has to know, okay, or have a basic foundation of AI. And I think by taking this course, you are one step ahead of regulation.
Wonderful.
So just think about that, okay? Because a lot of governments, a lot of organizations would follow what the European AI Act has enabled. So later in the future, everyone would need to know, okay? Even in a third world country like ours, okay, we are already starting AI literacy programs even for elementary students. That's how deep and ingrained it is. So why not study it now so you understand the foundations. Because if you don't, remember how AI grows every day, right? If you fall behind now, there would be much, much more you have to study in the future.
It is something that you should not be afraid of. Instead, you should
Yes.
try to use it. That the kind of different technology, the different applications we use on mobile, it's always make sure that rather than running and being afraid of AI, make it a friend that will help you to
Yes.
grow.
Yes. Because a lot of people fear about, will we lose our jobs due to
Right.
AI? What I believe is, people who don't know how to use AI will lose their jobs.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your precious time, Professor Kevin. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody, for joining this program. We look forward to have you on board with us so that you get more such sessions with Professor Kevin. All the details regarding the application link and the details will be shared in the chat here. You can take a screenshot of this page as well and reach out to us for any doubts or queries. As discussed, we are running an amazing offer where you can get a flat 10% price benefit by registering till tomorrow end of the day, and we'll be more than happy to assist you and help you grow in your professional career. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Kevin, for your time.
Thank you, Mayank. Thank you, everyone.